Imagine you are an engineer in the 1920s. The polio epidemic is prevalent amongst societies, and you, as the best engineers in the world, must come up with a solution to save people's lives.
That's a lot.
Tall order.
It's the 20s, though. Sliced bread hasn't quite been invented.
Mickey Mouse isn't even a thing yet.
Yeah, penicillin's coming around, but it's not quite there. Neither is bubble gum. We don't have TV yet.
Not yet.
This is crazy. Okay, but we had planes. We had submarines. We had automobiles. So yeah, let's put ourselves back in this. This could be a lot of fun. So we have to allow people to breathe. Obviously, today we have ventilators that we all know about, but we're in the 1920s. What are some solutions that come to mind if we were to think about ways to make people breathe?
So I guess the first thing that comes to mind is what was available at the time. I'm thinking iron lung.
Right. So we have a huge long bed, provides negative pressure, and it's encased in a tube effectively, and then there's negative pressure applied to the whole thing, and then it allows somebody's lungs to expand. But it was kind of awkward, as I recall. People weren't allowed to move. Drainage was a problem, so if people had to spit up, and it must have been very confining as well.
Yeah, it seems pretty claustrophobic. I wonder if something a bit smaller would work.
Yeah, like an iron lung mini.
Yeah, just a lung, not the rest of your body.
Right. So that would apply onto the thorax or something like that. It's kind of interesting. There's a couple of companies out there that have been experimenting with that. Curious and Air AD. Like in the 2000s, 2010s have started experimenting with that, which is interesting, but it's not quite prevalent today.
Not quite. What about something like an exoskeleton?
That would be cool. I'm trying to think of how that would work. So you'd have to expand somebody's chest. So how are you thinking?
More mechanical ventilation. I guess it would need to attach to them.
Yeah. So
potentially a bit too invasive.
Yeah, screws and arms that kind of move things forward. So that would be on the rib cage. Natural breathing involves the diaphragm.
Right.
I guess we could do that mechanically.
Yeah, I suppose tracking the time of that diaphragm movement would be the real challenge, especially in the 20s.
Yeah. Cathode ray tubes weren't really a thing. Vacuum tubes were being used a lot for any computational stuff.
When did pacemakers come out?
Pacemakers, I think they were around the 50s.
Okay.
So pacing the diaphragm seems like a cool idea. And there's actually a company doing that. I think it's Lung Pacer, I think is the name. They haven't made a lot of inroads, but I think it's useful for specific indications today. But I guess we're missing the most obvious one, which is what ventilators use today, which is positive pressure ventilation.
Okay, so how does that differ from an iron lung?
Yeah, today's ventilators use positive pressure. They feed it down a tube that inflates and deflates the lungs. But it's not natural, it's not physiologic. Interestingly, an iron lung with negative pressure on the outside doesn't induce really as much VLI, ventilator-induced lung injuries, because you're not forcing air in, you're allowing the chest to expand to its natural state. And in terms of lung recruitment as well, when you use positive pressure, you're not always inflating the small pockets within the lungs. So, iron lungs actually had a lot of advantages over ventilators today.
Okay, and I guess there's other reasons why this newer ventilator technology came about, right?
Yeah. They wanted to have more access, and interestingly, one of the other things that spurred on a lot of ventilator development was non-spontaneous breathing due to anesthesia. Okay. So anesthesiologists wanted to do more and more complex procedures. Surgeons, I guess, supported by anesthesiologists. And then we needed to have a way to allow people to continue to breathe and exchange oxygen with the environment. And in the case of an iron lung, it may have allowed air exchange, but today's ventilators have a lot more sophistication to them. Mm-hmm. So you can monitor lung health, flow loops, and pressures a lot more precisely, which would have been difficult in the 1920s because vacuum tubes were, a thing, but they were pretty new at that time, not like we have technology today.
Okay, so it seems like some of the performance capabilities and even user needs have evolved over time. So maybe ventilators now wouldn't be the right solution for the 1920s. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think they probably, the invention of the iron lung was probably a pretty good one for the day.